Happy Sunday, guys. What's up? Welcome to the latest edition of Pushing. Coming down 3, 2, and 1. Happy Sunday, guys. Welcome into the latest edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralt. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every morning we are here on BettingPros.com, always being brought to you by BetMGM. The offer is above me on YouTube. $20 to win $100 on any event. Use that promo code JUICE100 when you sign up at BetMGM, where the BetMGM app is available to you guys, JUICE100, and you guys get $100 in free wagers when you bet $20 on any event. Okay, so a 2-1-1 day yesterday, and that's good. It's a winning day. Lomachenko was awesome. I mean, he was spectacular, and that was vintage Lomo. The angles, the footwork, the power, the jab that set everything up. It was a thing of beauty. I got it wrong. I didn't think he would stop that guy as early as he did. He did, and now Lomachenko will get the rematch at some point, probably maybe later December, November of this year. We'll get the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko rematch, which will be epic. Cannot wait for that fight. We got the over wrong. We got the over right. It was sweaty, scary, and wow. One of the few times that the personal plays were not good and the pod plays were better. Hasn't happened all that much with that, but the pod plays went 1-1 in boxing. I didn't do that great myself personally. I had all kinds of bets going last night personally on a variety of things, but overall I wound up down for boxing. But I mean, Tank, wow. Hello. So the power translates to 140. In case you were wondering, does he still have the same power? And it was funny. So I was at the gym I train 2 times a week with my trainer at the gym. And on Saturday mornings, we go pretty hard. And there was a guy there who is a pro boxer. And he knows somebody really well who had sparred consistently with Tank Davis. And he said, look, he's not very active. He never wants to go to the cards. He wants to knock everybody out, and he will always hunt for that one big punch. And I was like, uh-oh. Back in my brain, I'm like, oh, man, can Barrios just stay up for 8.5 rounds? And he almost didn't. Got knocked down twice. The second knockdown, I was like, okay, the bet's gone. And somehow the referee allowed him to keep going, which was a break and a half because the fight went all the way to the 11th round. And then Tank Davis, after nearly punching himself out, got his win back and then went to work, and it was over. So knockout victory by Gervonta Davis. And now can we please have him fight a big-name person? Can we please 135, 140? Like, let's go, okay? He's got the belt at 140 now for one of the belts. Let's see Tank Davis go up and really fight like a Devin Haney or a Ryan Garcia. Let's get this on now, okay? These young stars, these 23, 24, 25-year-old boxers, let's get this on now, okay? Too much talent. If you lose, don't worry about it, right? We shouldn't be punishing these guys. Look at the UFC. They know how to do it. You lose, you're fine. It's all about who you are. It's all about your brand and who you bring to the, how many eyeballs you bring in. It's not about wins and losses anymore in sports. It's about your ability to perform. And are you somebody people want to watch perform? And boxers are so nervous. Promoters are so nervous to put their fighters into the ring with someone who could beat them. And thus we get robbed of so many good fights. It's really a problem. The UFC just kicks the tail out of boxing when it comes to quality fights. And, we have a little bit of a lull right now with the UFC because we're getting ready for Conor and Poirier 3, which is going to be crazy. Once we get past the 4th of July holiday, we're 2 weeks away from that fight, and it's just going to be unbelievable. I cannot wait to watch that fight. I can't wait to see what Conor looks like. Can he check the leg kicks? And, so we're into the part of the summer here where we're not going to have as many events. We do have an NBA basketball game today. I will have some props later today to give out on the Discord channel. I don't exactly know yet which one I'm going to go with, but I'll have some props to give out today. I've got a basketball play and 2 Major League Baseball plays as we start to get into the part of the year where, because we bet every day, we have to bet baseball. Now, in the coming weeks, we will begin to start to bet futures for football. This is what we did in July of last year. Now, remember, we started this podcast in the middle of a pandemic without knowing whether football would be played or not. But we waited a couple of weeks, and then we started to get into it. And once we get to like the middle of July, we will start to hammer college football overs. We'll start to play NFL totals. I got to think about, I don't think we've done this yet on the totals. I've made a couple of bets for NFL totals, and I don't know if we've talked about it or not yet on the podcast. So we'll go and have a conversation about that at some point. But there'll be days where I just won't like the board for baseball, and I'll be like, nope, we're betting NFL futures. And that's just, you're just going to have to kind of bear with it here until we get to August and then September. This is really the desert, the doldrums, the quiet. We'll have, tentpole events. We'll have, July's got tons of boxing to bet. Tons. But it's, on a Saturday night. It's not every day. We've got UFC fights, obviously, to bet. We've got golf to bet with the British Open coming up. So there are things we will get into. Our golf bet yesterday pushed. It was an incredible sweat. Bubba Watson missed a birdie putt on 18 that would have lost the bet for us. It's kind of a crazy day. The day could have been really bad. I got to remember these days when we have all the bad breaks. Got to remember that we had a couple of really big breaks. That push for Henley against Bubba, that should have been a loss. Bubba had a 6-foot putt for birdie on 18. He birdied 17, which was like rut-row, and then he nearly birdied 18. And he should have birdied 18, and that would have had him go 3 under for the round. Instead, he pars it. It's 2 under. Henley goes 2 under as well. So we get a push out of that head-to-head. So that was fortuitous. And then the Phoenix Suns looked really good in the game early. They hung on. DeAndre Ayton is playing. I mean, he is the former number 1 pick overall. So I guess I shouldn't be this impressed with what he has done. But for a big to be as impressive as he has been in this series and how important he's been in this series, my goodness, has Ayton been great. He's just been absolutely phenomenal for the Phoenix Suns. So we got the Phoenix Suns right. So a 2-1-1 night on a Saturday, and we head towards a Sunday. Okay, let's talk about the NBA game. As I mentioned, I'll have some player props coming up here for this one. But the line's 4. Milwaukee on the road, laying 4. This, again, feels like a fade on the public to me. I think everyone's going to be on Atlanta. I think Atlanta, it's 1-1, remember, okay? Now, so the 0-2 bet, the 0-2 team in the first half, that wager, I don't know if I'll make that wager, okay? I mean, I might with Atlanta, but Milwaukee can basically do whatever they want if they're playing their brand of basketball. Like, Game 2 wasn't a fluke, okay? Game 2 wasn't like, oh my gosh, how did Milwaukee play so well? I don't think Milwaukee played all that well in Game 2. And they won by what, 40? The line's 4. If you look at on the road, Milwaukee this year, 17-25 to the number. Yuck. Atlanta at home, 26-15 to the number. But when you start looking through the postseason, as to what has happened here for, I don't know if you guys just heard that or not, but like a bag just dropped behind the camera. So hopefully you guys didn't hear that, but that just startled me. Sorry. Against Miami, they were 1.5 point favorites on the road in Game 3, and they won by 29. Game 4, they were 4-point favorites, and they won by 17. Now, is Miami on the same level as Atlanta? Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I think Atlanta's better, and I think Atlanta can play better, but I just think the offense for Milwaukee, they won by 34 points, and it didn't look that hard. I just think there's a big mismatch. If Middleton's hitting threes, if Giannis is hitting free throws, you're asking a whole lot of Bogdanovich, whose knee is clearly not healthy. They don't have Hunter due to the injury. And if you just don't allow Trae Young to go crazy and you play solid defense against him, I think they cover the 4 points relatively easily. I don't know. This feels like Milwaukee in 5. And I think everyone loves Trae Young, and everyone's going to be all about Trae Young, and I love Trae Young too. But I just think much like the series against Philadelphia, where they won the first game by 4, they lost the second game by 16, and they lost the third game at home also by 16 points. I'm going to lay the 4 points here. Milwaukee, -4 on the road, Game 3. to win and cover against the against the Atlanta Hawks here in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, I will have player props in this game coming up later in the day. Not sure yet, but we'll post it on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, to get into it. All right, so let's talk about the Diamondbacks here. They are currently up 10-0 on the San Diego Padres. The Diamondbacks will snap their losing streak on the road, which I think was up to 25 games. I think that's what it was at. So they snapped the losing streak during the week, the 17 straight games, and they will win a road game here tonight, 10-0 against the Padres. I mean, the Diamondbacks blanking the Padres is a little bit wacko. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't think that the Diamondbacks suddenly wake up and they start playing all incredibly well on the road. We have a Sunday game in San Diego. It's a 1:10 Pacific time start. Zach Gallen against Yu Darvish. I think you're going to see the offense come back to life for the Padres. I think this is going to be a win for the Padres, and I'm going to lay it on the run line. I just can't see Diamondbacks winning back-to-back road games. That would be very surprising. Darvish is 7-2 with a 2.50 ERA. Galen's not horrible. I mean, he's 1-3 with a 3.67 ERA, but some of his starts on the road have not been pretty. And he's, much like a lot of these pitchers for the Diamondbacks, not performing well on the road. In his last start on the road against San Francisco, he pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, 3 Ks, gave up a home run. On the road against the New York Mets, he pitched pretty well against the Mets. He 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. But, I mean, he's just, he's been going back and forth in the injured list now. Hasn't really, he's been okay. Last time out against Milwaukee, he pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. I just think then you get to the bullpen. San Diego is not going to be happy. They're at home. It's a day game. Give me offense for San Diego. Give me the run line for the Padres at -136 for a half a unit. And then the final bet here for the podcast today. So the Boston Red Sox are undefeated against the New York Yankees. They are now 5-0 on the year against the Yankees. They win 4-2 yesterday. So Garrett Cole pitches today on a Sunday. And you have Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez, pitching for the Red Sox, who's 5-4 with a 6.07 ERA. Erod, boy, look at how he's pitched. 6 innings last time out against Tampa. 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. Give up 1 home run and 7 Ks. Against Atlanta, 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. Against Houston, he gave up 4. He went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks. Against the Yankees, last time out, he went 5 1/3, gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. Time before that against Houston on the road this time, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, given up against the Houston Astros. Erod, I would love this dude to be great, but the Yankees hit lefties pretty well, and you're going up against Garrett Cole. Okay, and Garrett Cole is very good, as we know, even without the sticky stuff. 8-3 with a 2.33 ERA. Last time out, he went 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. The game before that, he went 8 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. Pitch before that, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. Here's what I have bet. I'm taking the Yankees in the first 5 run line. I'm going to lay the half a run. Now, that means if the Yankees are tied with the Red Sox after 5, we lose. All right? So just understand what we're betting here. That the Yankees will be leading after 5 innings. And just 1-0 is all we need. We don't need a lot of runs. We just need 1-0 for Garrett Cole. At -124, Garrett Cole and the Yankees, who are desperate to get a win here over the Red Sox. They're just desperate in general right now, given where they are in the standings. Yankees, you don't want to be getting beaten up by Boston here. They are 6 games back of Tampa Bay. Boston's a half a game behind Tampa Bay, but Tampa's got a game in hand. 47-31 for Tampa. Boston is 46-31. 1 game back in the win column. But Boston's starting to play better at home like we knew that they would in the warmer temperatures. They could win this game. But I just think in the first 5 innings, I'm going to take the Yankees to be leading over Boston and Garrett Cole to pitch really well, and I just don't trust Erod. I also don't trust that Red Sox bullpen to hold on to a lead, but the Yankees bullpen's not been that great either. So first 5, run line, half a run, minus half a run for the Yankees in the first 5 at minus 124. All right. So the 3 plays, we're laying 4 on the Bucks on the road at Atlanta in Game 3. Padres run line at minus 1.5 against minus 136 against the Diamondbacks after losing at home last night to Arizona. And the Yankees first 5, half a run, first 5 run line at minus 124 for the Yankees and the Red Sox. Those are our 3 half-unit plays. I'll have 1 or 2 player props coming up, maybe a pitcher player prop. We'll have a couple of half-units, a couple of quarter-unit props coming at you in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to get in, bettingpros.com/chat to get in, and all underneath me here on YouTube, when you're watching the video, click the link, and you can get into our Discord channel coming up. My name is Matt Peralt. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast right here on bettingpros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.